capitalize on their wins. Of course, the men's did lose one of those games in a tight game. But Big Bend, the Lady Vikings have done a great job with passing the ball and getting the points up on the board.
Fast break chance there. Doesn't lead to points, though it was promising. But it will go out of bounds, and Big Bend keeps possession. Riley Jamette was the leading scorer for the Vikings in their last game. She had 20 points and 14 rebounds. Has really picked up her game here in the second half of this season. Of course, Vikings looking to keep things rolling on that 3-game winning streak, looking for 4 today versus Yakima Valley. Chance for 3, decides otherwise. Jump shot from the top of the key. That one's in and out. Actually, that falls in. Nice shot there for A.J. Yarlott. Cuts the lead to 2 points now, 14-12. Strong drive by Max Shelley, and she's fouled. She's going to shoot 2 free throws.
And the Yaks have actually come back from a pretty large deficit. They've been able to put the points on the board, and driving her to the foul line. So we'll see what she can do.
Yeah, this is the closest this game has been so far in the first half. First free throw's up and good. Can't make the second one, so we'll stay at 15-12. Vikings up by 3. 11 and a half minutes left to go here in our first half of play. A big NWAC East Region matchup here. Big Bend hosting Yakima Valley. And that jump shot's good. A.J. Yarlott with back-to-back buckets for the Yaks. Cuts the lead back to 1 point. Winley thought about shooting a 3. She was going to drive in herself. Thought she got fouled there, but no call by the refs. Here's a quick push back up the floor and a turnover.
That's unfortunate. They definitely had the momentum going in their favor. They just need to be able to control the ball a little bit more, and they definitely would have made a basket.
And in checks back in is Riley Jamette. Again, one of the top scorers in the NWAC, a key player for this Lady Viking squad. Chelsea Baker also checks in for the Vikings. And it looks like we have a foul here called. That's going to be on Leilua Locia. And that's her first foul. But Spencer, already the 5th team foul on the Yaks.
They need to make sure to be careful. The last couple of games we watched against Big Bend, the other teams have to be very, very defensive. They have to get very, very aggressive with their fouls and end up putting too many points on the board for Big Bend.
And just like that, another foul. And that looks like it was behind the 3-point line, so that would mean 3 free throws for Riley Jamette.
He's definitely not the person you want to send to the line in that kind of position.
Yeah, I'm sure head coach Greg Oldham wasn't pleased with that foul by his Yak player. First free throw's good. That makes it 17-14 now. Vikings up by 3. Still one more free throw as she was fouled, shooting a 3-point shot. And Jamette sinks all 3 free throws. Makes it 18-14. And Spencer, she already has 7 points.
And it's unfortunate that the Yaks were able to let her do that because she's been good from around the arc, but she definitely could have.
Spencer, I think that's a case of one too many steps there.
So it looked like.
And a travel called on the Yak player. Gives the ball back to the Vikings. Hawks calling out a play here. Sets up Jamette. Passes back up top to Manning, who gives it to Hawks. Down low to Jamette. Trying to dribble and find some space. Can't find any luck. Now Vale has it. Baker, 7 seconds on the shot clock. Drives into traffic, and now the Vikings get called for a travel.
I think it's unfortunate because she was trying to go up with the ball. Looked like she had a little bit of defense on top of her. Couldn't get that ball off.
Yeah, nice idea, but Spencer, it's hard driving in traffic. A few Yak players there and just couldn't find enough space. A nice step move there by the Yak player, but can't finish the shot. Rebound Hawks. Bounce pass is kicked, so we'll have a stop a play here, but it will stay Lady Viking ball. In checks Elizabeth LaRue.
Elizabeth LaRue. For Yakima, number 32, Ashley Hayes.
Ashley Hayes checks in for the Yaks. Bounce pass into Jamette, kicks outside to Hawks. Now Baker up top for three. That's no good. Rebound goes to Yakima. And that's going to be a foul. This time looks like maybe on Deanna Manning.
Fouls the Vikings number 32, Deanna Manning. Her first.
That's her first foul. Only the second team foul on Big Bend.
At the line for Yakima.
First free throw's good, makes it 18-15. Both are good for Malia Musgrave. Pass to Hawks. She has it down low now, and looks like she stepped on the baseline. Tip pass there. Yakima still has control. A nice defense there by Manning, and looks like an offensive foul when there was a fight for that rebound. It's going to go against Tessia Merkel. That's her first foul. And Spencer, that's 17 fouls, so it's a 1-on-1 situation for the Lady Vikings.
It's a really early in the game to be able to get into this kind of foul trouble. Something we've seen again last couple of games, so they definitely need to watch themselves.
And give some credit to the Vikings in that they're creating these hard situations defensively for the opposing teams, and in turn causing this foul trouble. That shot's no good. Rebound, Riley Jamette. Again, she had 14 rebounds in her last game. Manning now has it, gives it over to Hawks. Feeds a cutting LaRue, and she's caught in traffic and can't do anything with it. Musgrave thought about shooting a three, decides otherwise, but a long distance chance there. It's no good. Rebound Jamette. A nice idea to give it off to LaRue, but just weren't on the same page.
Yeah, she looked like she didn't quite create the route, didn't quite finish the route, didn't get to the ball.
So Julie Bonner checks in along with Mackenzie Winley. Screen there by the Yak player. Feed down low. Double team. Now she puts something up, but a fight for the rebound. Vale gets it. Vikings push back up the court. Nice double team help there by the Yaks on defense. And again, Spencer, one too many steps.
Yeah, definitely. She hesitated just a little bit too long, I think, and was able to have that ball get past her.
So we'll stay here at 18-16. Vikings still up by 2. 7.5 minutes left here in our first half of play. Here's a long distance shot, and that one hits.
For the first time, the Yaks are on top, 19-18 here with about 7 minutes left to go in this first half.
Malia Musgrave with that big three-point shot. Here's a jump shot for Vale. Just like that, a rebuttal.
Definitely couldn't let it go down that quick.
Yaks looking to take back the lead here on this possession.
Like I mentioned before, we had talked to Coach Greg Oldman before the game, and he definitely was aware that these teams were going to go blow for blow.
That three shot's no good, and they're going to say that's out of bounds. Looks like Viking ball. Spencer, you had a good viewpoint for that.
Yeah, number 4, Max Shelley, ended up having her hands on the ball, but she got shoved out of bounds, and the ref was in good position to call that ball for the Vikings.
Here's Winley for three, and that's good. Kenzie Winley, usually a low post player, steps outside there and gets the three.
That's why you practice almost every shot on the court, just to be able to do that.
And you have to have that shooting ability to be able to hit those shots because, you don't see Shaquille O'Neal stepping out from behind the three-point line.
But that doesn't mean he couldn't.
So kudos to Winley there getting that three. Vikings up 23-21. Nice feed down low. That's a nice block
That was really good.
for the Yak player.
Had her hand in there, be able to pull that ball away.
Nice little step move there. And the roll ties things up here at 23-all.
Coach Preston Wilkes on the sideline doesn't look too excited about the way that his team's playing. Of course, tying this game up, but it all comes down to what happens in the second half.
That three-point shot's no good. Rebound, though, Mackenzie Winley. And goes out of bounds, so we'll say Big Ben still has ball.
And once again, talking with Coach earlier, he said a couple of his players were all dinged up, so we should have Big Ben in the second half coming out a little bit stronger than the Yaks will be.
But again, as we know, Spencer, Big Ben does have a couple injuries themselves. Brooke Bowers, who is a big player for them, she's still out with that ankle injury. So 25-23. Vikings up by 2 here. First half of play. 5 minutes left to go. Spencer, kind of been a back and forth first half after the Vikings had that big early lead.
Yeah, they definitely pulled away, but the Yaks have done a good job of just getting the sure points. Not necessarily making these big, risky plays, but just capitalizing on offensive rebounds and getting the ball into the hoop.
Shelley for three. That's no good. Rebound. Aubrey Vale, look at that hustle. And still a loose ball. I guess they're going to say that never went out of bounds.
Yeah, there's a lot of pushing and shoving going on down there.
So Vikings still have it, Yaks have it, and that shot's no good. Rebound, Shelley. Looks like Julie Bonner's a little banged up. Spencer, did you see what happened there?
I didn't quite see it. She is covering her nose and her mouth area. I wonder if she ended up getting an elbow. She's waving off somebody coming onto the court, so she seems to be okay.
Like, how many games have we seen her play, Spencer? We know she's tough.
She's definitely tough. One of the toughest people on the team, getting out there and just being a leader. I think that's what it takes. Is just a leader doesn't want to stay off the court; they want to be out there.
First free throw is good, makes it 26-23.
Looks like Coach Preston doesn't agree with her. Tends to take her out and see what is going on with her face there.
Holding maybe a tooth, Spencer. Maybe she chipped a tooth.
She was slow to get it up when she did go down, so it could be.
So now it's 27-23. Vikings up by 4. And that one just dribbles off her foot. Hawks there to gather it up, and just like that, gets the bucket.
She was smart enough to pass that ball. It didn't look like anybody else was available, and she's been down there and took it.
There's a three-point shot, no good. Rebound, Aubrey Vale. Bounce pass to Winley. And a foul on the Yaks.
I think she knew it was coming. That's why she didn't quite put it up the way that she needed to. She just made sure the ball was going up in the upper direction to get that foul.
That's 9 fouls now on the Yaks here in the first half. Winley hits the first free throw, and that gives her 10 points now this first half.
With about 3.5 minutes left in this first half, I think that Big Ben's doing a good job of just, like I said, putting up sure points, making sure that they're sinking their free throws, and we'll see how it goes into the second half.
Second free throw is no good. That's going to be Yakima basketball. Again, both teams know how important this win is so late in the season. Playoffs not too far away. And just like that, a big three by Malia Musgrave. That gives her 12 points here in this first half. Look at that rebound by Mackenzie Winley, fighting hard down low. And Preston Wilkes didn't like the situation she was in, so he won't take a timeout. As we mentioned earlier, the Vikings had a couple games earlier in the week versus Northwest Indian College. As part of my Sideline Sports series, I was able to recap those games.
It was the second night in a row Big Ben took on Northwest Indian College, but this time the result was much different. Behind Riley Jamet's 20 points and 14 rebounds, Lady Vikings took down the Eagles 60-50. The Vikings were able to hold star player Jolene Nagy to only 8 points. She had 39 points the previous night. Aubrey Vale had 9 points and 8 rebounds for the Vikings, while Krista Colvin was the leading scorer for the Eagles with 20 points. The win makes it 3 in a row now for the Vikings, who will look to keep the streak going this Saturday versus Yakima Valley.
Vikings have the ball up by 4 here, 30-26. Little dish there to Max Shelley, little step back jumper. She hits it. Max Shelley.
It was definitely a great pull-up jumper there in the middle.
Nothing but the net too, Spencer.
She's definitely one you want to pass the ball to when you're in that kind of situation.
And just like that, the Yaks might be a little rattled. Spencer, turnover there makes it 32-26. Vikings up by 6. They would love to extend this lead going into halftime.
Yeah, with about 2.5 minutes left, Big Ben will be looking to extend their lead, put more points on the board to get themselves up there.
Post a little screen there by Winley, sets up Vale. Vikings rolling now, Spencer up by 8.
Yakima needs to stop the bleeding here and be able to just either play a strong defense and not put any more points on the board, or just try to get the rebound and go and capitalize on those points.
Strong post defense there by Winley, but somehow that shot gets over her and able to make it. That was Ashley Hayes there, got the bucket for the Yaks. Makes it 34-28. Max Shelley now has it. Screen by Winley. And that looked like could have been a foul, Spencer, but no call.
Yeah, I think the ref was just kind of out of position there, and it's unfortunate for Big Ben, but they're not quite leading the points right now, being up by 6.
Vale back with the ball. Gives it off to Hawks.
Look for Big Ben to slow this game down right now just to be able to take this into halftime.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Hawks has it. Strong drive to the hoop. Alyssa Hawks.
Well played ball.
36-28 now, Vikings. 40 seconds on the clock. Spencer, Coach Wilkes couldn't have been happier about that last play call they had on offense.
Yeah, definitely went down there, just capitalized on points, but they also took a lot of time off the clock to be able to send us into halftime. 37 seconds left.
Great play by Alyssa Hawks. So 36-28 here now, Vikings. 30 seconds on the game clock, 22 seconds on the shot clock. Pass up top to Hawks. 12 seconds on the shot clock, and she goes into a double team, and she's fouled. Spencer, that's the 10th team foul now, so even though it wasn't a shooting foul, she'll still shoot 2 free throws.
It looked like it was on number 21, Tayessa Merkel, with a block.
Vale connects on the first free throw. She gets both, makes it 38-28 now, just 15 seconds on the game clock. Almost a steal by the Vikings. 10 seconds now. Here's a three-point attempt. That's no good. 4 seconds left. And that goes out of bounds. Still 1.4 seconds on the clock.
Big Bend in no hurry to get that ball back.
Yeah, Vikings up 38-28, up by 10 here. Might have to, you're going to have one chance here to extend this lead before halftime. Vale's going to throw up a half-court shot. And that was close, Spencer. Hits
That
off the rim.
was surprisingly close. It definitely touched the rim. So anything that touches the rim can and will go in some sort of shot.
Well, that's going to do it for our first half of play. Vikings up by 10 here, 38-28. We'll take a quick break, come back for your halftime analysis.
As the host of a successful TV show, young students.
When you find out about the DQ $5 lunch, all this food for only $5, you gotta tell people about it. So I situated nice. Frosty drink next to this juicy grilled burger and fries. Get my sundae, boom. I just dropped a $5 lunchagram on all my friends. Get ready for a little $5 envy.
Michael, we like your style. The $5 lunch. Entree, fries, drink, plus a sundae. Only at your DQ. This is fan food, not fast food.
What better way to start the new year than in a new Toyota? We're making it easier than ever with 3 ways to save. Your choice of financing as low as 0%, up to $2,500 in customer cash back, or low payment leases on your favorite Toyota model, like RAV4, now just $199 per month. Just pick your favorite Toyota, the best savings options for you, and drive away. It's that easy, so start your year right. For full details, see any of your Inland Empire Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
We are real students, and this really is our college.
My dream will change the outcome of my life.
My college is allowing me to achieve my dream.
My dream is to be a pilot.
My dream is to be a nurse.
Only you can determine your dream. Big Bend will help you get there.
What's your dream?
At Moses Lake Community Health Center, we have had the privilege to serve the local communities since 1978.
What I like about working at this clinic more than any other clinic that I've worked at is the patient care. With the patient care team that we've assembled, it allows us to take care of as many facets of the patient and their family's needs.
Please take the opportunity to experience the high-quality care provided at our clinics.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Kono. I am your local Ephrata Farmers Insurance Agent. Here at Cheryl Kono Insurance Agency, our customers always come first. We don't just work here, we live here. Please stop by the office, call, email, or Facebook me for a free auto, home, life, business, or farm and ranch quote today. We are insurance. We are farmers. Come in for a free quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Have you been to iFiber1.com? The most up-to-date news in the Columbia Basin is just one click away. With news, sports, and weather, you can stay in the know with what's going on in your community. Read your news on the go by visiting iFiber1.com on your tablet or even your phone. Follow us on Facebook for quick updates and discuss the news with others in our area. Your number one news source in the Columbia Basin is iFiber1.com. Check it out today.
Lady Vikings up by 10 here at halftime over Yakima Valley, 38-28. Mackenzie Winley has 10 points for the Vikings. A nice push there, Spencer, at the end of the half to increase their lead.
Yeah, they were tied up pretty regularly back and forth. Big Bend just came back there at the end, put up a lot of key free throws they were able to capitalize on, and then being able to come up by 10.
Malia Musgrave has 12 points for Yakima Valley, their leading scorer, and I was able to catch up with the head coach of the Yakima Valley, Greg Oldham, before the game to kind of get his thoughts on this always a tough match between Big Bend and Yakima Valley. All right, I'm here with head coach of Yakima Valley. Coach, should be a great game today versus Big Bend.
Well, it's always fun to come here. Both teams like an up and down style, and so tends to be lots of scoring. When we faced them earlier in the season, the final score was 91-80. So points are going to be put up, and it's always a lot of fun to come to Moses Lake.
Who should we look out for on your team today?
Yeah, we're dinged up by injury right now, so it's hard to say. We're hoping it's going to be a little lower scoring than last time because some of our offensive firepower is going to be sitting on the bench today.
And you always enjoy playing here in Big Bend?
I love the dancing skeletons. Good.
Well, thanks a lot, Coach. I appreciate it. Vikings up here 38-28, up by 10 points here at halftime. A nice first half for the Vikings. As we mentioned, Mackenzie Winley had 10 points. iFiber One Sports is a division of iFiber Communications, home to the fastest internet in Washington and always top 2 in the U.S. iFiber One is also a premier provider of HD TV and digital phone service. If you'd like to upgrade your service, give us a call at the office. Our number is 754-2600. Again, 754-2600. We're going to step away here for a bit here at halftime. Again, Vikings up 38-28, and we'll be back for your second half.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Kono. I am your local Ephrata Farmers Insurance Agent. Here at Cheryl Kono Insurance Agency, our customers always come first. We don't just work here, we live here. Please stop by the office, call, email, or Facebook me for a free auto, home, life, business, or farm and ranch quote today. We are insurance. We are farmers. Come in for a free quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Have you been to iFiber1.com? The most up-to-date news in the Columbia Basin is just one click away. With news, sports, and weather, you can stay in the know with what's going on in your community. Read your news on the go by visiting iFiber1.com on your tablet or even your phone. Follow us on Facebook for quick updates and discuss the news with others in our area. Your number one news source in the Columbia Basin is iFiber1.com. Check it out today.
Attention business owners. The deadline is fast approaching to advertise in the 2015 edition of the Moses Lake Local Book. Don't be the only business left out. In print or online, it's the best way to reach your customer when they're ready to buy. Call today to place your ad by calling 877-738-9829 or by visiting us online at www.statewideyp.com. The Moses Lake Local Book Telephone Directory. Simply the best advertising.
When you find out about the DQ $5 lunch, all this food for only $5, you gotta tell people about it. So I situated nice. Frosty drink next to this juicy grilled burger and fries. Get my Sunday, boom. I just dropped a $5 lunchagram on all my friends. Get ready for a little $5 indie.
Michael, we like your style. The $5 lunch. Entree, fries, drink, plus a sundae. Only at your DQ. This is fan food, not fast food.
What better way to start the new year than in a new Toyota? We're making it easier than ever with 3 ways to save. Your choice of financing as low as 0%, up to $2,500 in customer cash back, or low payment leases on your favorite Toyota model, like RAV4, now just $199 per month. Just pick your favorite Toyota, the best savings options for you, and drive away. It's that easy, so start your year right. For full details, see any of your Inland Empire Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
We are real students, and this really is our college.
My dream will change the outcome of my life.
My college is allowing me to achieve my dream.
My dream is to be a pilot.
My dream is to be a nurse.
Only you can determine your dream. Big Bend will help you get there.
What's your dream?
At Moses Lake Community Health Center, we have had the privilege to serve the local communities since 1978.
What I like about working at this clinic more than any other clinic that I've worked at is the patient care. With the patient care team that we've assembled, it allows us to take care of as many facets of the patient and their family's needs.
Please take the opportunity to experience the high-quality care provided at our clinics.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Kono. I am your local Ephrata Farmers Insurance Agent. Here at Cheryl Kono Insurance Agency, our customers always come first. We don't just work here, we live here. Please stop by the office, call, email, or Facebook me for a free auto, home, life, business, or farm and ranch quote today. We are insurance. We are farmers. Come in for a free quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Have you been to iFiber1.com? The most up-to-date news in the Columbia Basin is just one click away. With news, sports, and weather, you can stay in the know with what's going on in your community. Read your news on the go by visiting iFiber1.com on your tablet or even your phone. Follow us on Facebook for quick updates and discuss the news with others in our area. Your #1 news source in the Columbia Basin is iFiber1.com. Check it out today.
When you find out about the DQ $5 lunch, all this food for only $5, you gotta tell people about it. So I situated nice. Frosty drink next to this juicy grilled burger and fries. Get my Sunday, boom. I just dropped a $5 lunchogram on all my friends. Get ready for a little $5 indie.
Michael, we like your style. The $5 lunch. Entree, fries, drink, plus a sundae. Only at your DQ. This is fan food, not fast food.
What better way to start the new year than in a new Toyota? We're making it easier than ever with 3 ways to save. Your choice of financing as low as 0%, up to $2,500 in customer cash back, or low payment leases on your favorite Toyota model, like RAV4, now just $199 per month. Just pick your favorite Toyota, the best savings options for you, and drive away. It's that easy, so start your year right. For full details, see any of your Inland Empire Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places.
Vikings up by 10 here at halftime, 38-28. Getting close to starting our second half of play. Spencer, I know you liked how Mackenzie Winley played in that first half. She is the leading scorer for Big Bend with 10 points.
Yeah, absolutely. She is able to come in there, make those key points that were given to her. A couple of rebounds she was able to get, and those pull-up jumpers. It's key. You know, a lot of times that we try to talk about going in for the layup or making the three, but it's the pull-up jumpers. It's the 2 points that in the trenches. That's what you want. You want the pull-up jumper be able to make a play out when there's no play visible.
Team's back on the court now. Vikings will have first possession. Julie Bonner sets up at point, gives it off to Riley Jamette. Bale coming off his screen. She hands it off to Max Shelley. A little too much passing there, Spencer. That goes out as a turnover.
You're right. You can't really fault that. They're trying to play as a team, trying to make a couple plays, and that was definitely a program play that they've been practicing, and it's just a little bit too fast on the ball.
So Yaks now have their first possession of the second half. Pass down low, nice double team, and just like that, defense leads to turnovers, as we always say here, the old cliche. And Big Ben has the ball back.
Too soon. Too soon. Defense wins championships.
Spencer, we're not going there still.
It's true.
Aubrey Vale has it. Gives it off to Max Shelley. And a strong drive by Riley Jamette. We haven't heard her name in a while, Spencer. She has a quiet 9 points.
Yeah, she's been doing a great job. And that, like I said, is back to what they were doing before. It's the program play. This time we were able to keep the ball and capitalize and make those points.
So Vikings have their biggest lead this game, up by 12, 40-28.
Jump ball possession, Yakima.
Jump ball here, and that's going to be Yakima possession arrow. So they will keep the ball.
Score 40-28. Looks like Big Bend has done a great job of just putting those points on the board.
Cross court pass. Almost had a travel there. Might have got away with it, but that shot's off the run, off the iron, and no good. Vale has the rebound. Quickly takes it back up the floor. Hands it off to Julie Bonner, who now calls out a play. Max Shelley now has it. Winley has it up top. Screen by Winley. Jamette now with it. Double team now on Winley. And she's able to get rid of it. Now Max Shelley for the corner three, and she hits it.
That was beautiful. You know, be able to have that. Almost it needed to be a foul down there. It wasn't called. Get the ball out there and still get those points put up on the board.
Lady Vikings find the open player. They capitalize. Now up by 15 points, 43-28. 18 minutes left here in our second half. And might be a turnover here, as what an effort by Aubrey Vale diving on the court. And if I may stand corrected, but a foul on Aubrey Vale?
I don't quite understand it. Looked like she went and dove for the ball, and they called a foul on her. I know.
Boy, if you get a foul for just great effort, I don't know what this game's coming to, Spencer. I don't know what that was there.
And Preston's shaking his head on the sidelines there.
Well, she had all ball. Didn't look like she came in contact with the opposing player.
And what did happen, I know what they could be referring to, is that she did put the other player in danger by diving for that ball, ended up tripping her. But that's something actually the other player should be aware of, is where her feet are going to go and where the other players are.
Nonetheless, a foul on Aubrey Vale, and the Yaks capitalize and get a bucket to cut the lead now to 13.
That will definitely go down as one of those questionable calls that we're going to see today.
And Vale looks to redeem herself with a three-point shot there. It's no good, though. Now the Yaks have a chance to cut into this lead again. And Vale, too bad there, Spencer. Nice effort.
Yeah, it did, definitely some sloppy ball there. Definitely could have capitalized on that.
Looks like we have an offensive foul. That's on number 24.
First team foul and a half.
That's Malika Kasuma. She picks up her third foul. First team foul now of this second half of play. Jeanette thought about shooting that three, tries to feed it down low to Winley, and nice defense by the Yaks.
Big Ben, you just need to pay attention to see where the ball is going.
Jump shot here is a swish by the Yakima player. That's number 44, Leilua Losia. Now we're at 43-32. Vikings up by 11. And Winley's fouled hard there.
Yeah, she took an arm to the face, actually. Not even anything near the ball. You would think it'd be almost intentional, but they're just going to give it to her.
Her fourth. Mackenzie Winley at the line for the Vikings.
See, Aubrey Vale is questioning the call on the ref to see why he was called. She was called for that.
Wilkes, head coach Preston Wilkes, having a little conversation with him as well. It looks like a friendly conversation, though, Spencer.
As friendly as it could be. You know, definitely, it puts Preston in a weird position, not only being the girls' head coach, but the athletic director. These are people that represent the school and try to do their job as best as possible. So you can question the call, but not necessarily question the ref themselves.
Vikings up by 13. That one's way off the mark. Rebound, Riley Jamette. Cross-court pass to Aubrey Vale, a little floater pass, and looks like a foul called here.
On Musgrave. Looks like that block was on.
That's her second foul of the game here. Third team foul for the Yaks, excuse me. And a nice inbounds play to Shelley. Couldn't convert the shot. But Vikings still have ball.
The Big Ben doing a great job here on under the hoop to be able to get those balls back in there and be able to put them in.
Bonner able to run down that loose ball. And a turnover, a little bit of sloppiness by the Yaks there, or excuse me, the Vikes there, and Yakima now has possession.
Up by 13. You know, Big Ben, they can't afford to get sloppy with this. They had a pretty big lead early on in the first half and giving that away. So this is definitely something they needed to watch in the second half.
Great help defense there by the Vikings to force up that wild shot. And a great set pass there by Vale. Sets up the Riley Jamette three.
That was one of the most beautiful shots I've ever seen. She was able just running up there, not even having a chance to set her feet, just going and throwing it in. It was great.
You heard it here, folks. Spencer King says best shot he's ever seen, Riley Jamette.
That is number one on the replay list on Sideline Sports. Absolutely.
Riley Jamette, a heck of a shot. I don't know if it's the best I've ever seen, but it is a great shot there by Jamette. Puts the Vikings up by 16.
Best I've ever seen in person.
There you go, Spencer. And hey, Aubrey Vale says I can make one too.
Hey, you know what? If we're going shot for shot on our own team, I will definitely take it.
Aubreyville hits that three, makes it 51-32. Vikings up by 19 points. We're going to step away for a quick break here. Be back in just a minute.
Attention business owners. The deadline is fast approaching to advertise in the 2015 edition of the Moses Lake Local Book. Don't be the only business left out. In print or online, it's the best way to reach your customer when they're ready to buy. Call today to place your ad by calling 877-738-9829 or by visiting us online at www.statewideyp.com. The Moses Lake Local Book Telephone Directory. Simply the best advertising.
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. The patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
51-32, Vikings with their biggest lead of the game, now up by 19. Spencer really, those back-to-back threes just put this lead to a new level now for the Vikings.
It definitely put momentum in their favor, definitely, and give them the confidence they need to capitalize on this game, to finalize this game. But it definitely should not get overconfident. We've seen the Yaks be able to come back and put points on the board, and just those easy points you can't afford to give away.
Yeah, and with 14 and a half minutes left here, there's still plenty of time in this game. But Vikings certainly playing well as of right now. And a nice dish by Jamette to Mackenzie Winley, makes it a 21-point lead now, 53-32.
Jamette, you heard the smack on her hand. She got the ball off just as the defensive player was coming in. So they could have been called a foul there. We're glad that it wasn't.
Nice defense there by Winley. Jamette with a hand in her face, but goes right past her. The rebound goes to Aubreyville. And a three chance here by Max Shelley. That's no good. A nice box out rebound by the Yak player.
So now's the time in the game you can afford to take those kinds of shots. Up by 21.
Yaks looking to get something here on this possession. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Here's a long distance three that's no good. Rebound Julie Bonner. And Vale's open for a three. She gives it off to Jamette. No good, but Jamette gets her own rebound. That's why you follow through, folks. Nice effort there by Riley Jamette.
Yeah, a lot of players would have taken off down the court the other way. I'm glad that Big Ben is able to know where the ball is going to go, to be able to capitalize on that.
And again, great effort by Julie Bonner, and she's fouled, so she will shoot 2 free throws.
Pretty hard foul for her. She took a pretty big stumble to the ground.
And she had a hard beating earlier, so as we said, she's one of the toughest players on the court. Can't make the first one. Chelsea Baker checks in along with Deanna Manning.
We're going to see a lot of, I'm guessing, Big Ben players that normally aren't starters are going to start coming into this game.
And that makes it 54-32 now. Yakima Valley will take a timeout here to think a few things over, so we'll take a quick break ourselves and be back in just a moment.
Attention business owners. The deadline is fast approaching to advertise in the 2015 edition of the Moses Lake Local Book. Don't be the only business left out. In print or online, it's the best way to reach your customer when they're ready to buy. Call today to place your ad by calling 877-738-9829 or by visiting us online at www.statewideyp.com. The Moses Lake Local Book Telephone Directory. Simply the best advertising.
Vikings up by 22 points here, 54-32. 12 minutes and 45 seconds left to go here in our second half of play. Yaks need to get some buckets quickly here, Spencer, if they want to come back in this one.
Yeah, the momentum is definitely favoring Big Bend. Julie Bonner running down the court.
And Jeanette has an open three here. She usually doesn't miss those that time. It's no good. But the Vikings get an offensive rebound to keep things going.
I think at this point for Big Bend, they're going to try some interesting plays just to be able to keep this game interesting for the viewers.
And that, a little miscommunication there. That goes out of bounds. Yakima ball.
It looked like she was quite ready to have that ball in her possession.
And a steal here by Deanna Manning. And Bonner now has it. Now Chelsea Baker's got it in the corner. Now a nice little dribble move past the defensive player, but a defensive rebound here by Yakima keeps things going for the Yaks. Jump shot's no good. And a foul this time. Looks like it's called on Deanna Manning.
Foul on Vikings number 32, Deanna Manning, her second.
That's her second team foul.
Mackenzie Whitley.
Nice defense here by the Vikings. And look at Julie Bonner with some great effort there.
Her quickness definitely has a big impact on the game, being able to go down there and make steals, make these quick passes. And once again, definitely involved in the play.
Julie Bonner all over the place here for Big Ben, creating havoc on the court. Look at her, Spencer. She's still giving these Yakima players trouble.
I think a lot of people underestimate her because of her size, and she goes in there every time and makes a play.
And Julie Bonner, only 5'2", plays like she's 7'2" out there. Heck of a player for the Lady Vikings. Fight for this rebound, and Julie Bonner gets it. Sets up Vale here. Vale a little out of control, had nowhere to go, and that's going to be a turnover.
In from Vikings number 21, Elisa Hawks.
Vikings up 54-32. 10.5 minutes left to go here in our second half. And that's just sloppy play there by the Yak player. Hawks calling out a play here for the Vikings. Gives it to Aubrey Vale. Now Mackenzie Winley has it. Some quick passes here by the Vikings. And Winley has it now, and looks like she's fouled.
Yeah, she definitely took a little bit of a hard arm there, but it's working in Big Ben's favor. They're up, still 22 points. Doing a great job working this clock down. Almost just a little bit over 10 minutes left in this game.
What effort there by Chelsea Baker. Heck of a tip in there to put the Vikings up by 24 points.
Well, that was definitely a great putback. It almost looked like she was just trying to defend the ball, end up going in.
Sometimes, Spencer, it's better to be lucky.
If I didn't have luck, that I had nothing at all, right?
That's right. And that shot's no good. Look who's there. Albieville gets the rebound. And a quick strike up to Baker. And just like that, Chelsea Baker, back-to-back buckets, makes it 58-32. Vikings starting to run away with this one.
And when talking to the coach earlier, we know this is definitely not what he wanted. He knew that his team was a little bit banged up. Didn't want the team, Big Bend, to go up on top of him this much. Want to go blow for blow, and it looks like Big Bend is starting to run away with it.
58-34 now.
Chelsea Baker for
Chelsea
three.
Baker has the last 7 points for the Lady Vikings. Spencer, she's on fire.
And she's doing a great job of just putting the ball in, being available for other players to play it to her. Big Ben is just doing a great job, not only getting the rebound, but definitely going down and capitalizing on it.
Vikings up by 27, 61-34. Seven seconds on the shot clock. Tough shot by Whitley, but she's fouled.
At that point, I think you just have to get the ball up and then hope that someone gets their hand on you.
Myrtle, her fourth. At the line for the Vikings, number 33, Mackenzie Whitley.
So Whitley will have 2 shots. Can't make the first. But she gets the second one. So now the lead goes to 28 points. 62-34 Vikings. 8 minutes left to go here in our second half of play. And a blocking foul. Looks like this one's going to be on Deanna Manning.
We can definitely afford to foul a little bit right now. But Manning is in some foul trouble with 4 fouls.
For the Vikings, Spencer, that's one of the last things you want to do right now because it stops the clock and allows the Yaks to put points up on the board without any time running off. So I'm sure Coach Welks is telling his players, hey, I still want you to play this tough defense we've been playing all game, but be careful out there. Let's try not to stop this clock.
With a 28-point lead, they definitely need to make sure that they're not just giving away these free points. Good ball with a little bit of attitude down there by Manning.
Heidi Saya with the foul, her second.
They're going to call that a foul.
Jeez.
At the line for the Vikings, number 33.
Refs aren't messing around out here, Spencer.
They're definitely taking everything they do seriously.
Which they should do. Let's give them credit. They've called a good game.
Called a great game.
And Manning able to connect here. In a 1-on-1 situation, she hits the first. Can't make the second. Rebound, Yakima. Feet up top. Here's an open 3. If she shoots it, decides not to. And Yakima still has possession here. A strong drive. And again, another foul on the Vikings. Stops the clock here with 7 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yeah, definitely not what Big Ben was hoping for.
Vikings up by 29. 63-34 in this NWAC East Region matchup. And the Vikings get a jump shot there. Lucia makes it 63-36. Pass down low to Jamette. Gives it up top to Hawks. Now LaRue has it. And a hard foul. Actually, let's say she traveled. Looked like some tough love there by the refs. Spencer not calling a foul.
Yeah, it didn't look like she was actually moving her feet at all. It looked like she just took a fall to the ground. Picked up the foul, but they didn't call her on travel.
Here's a three-point shot. That's good.
Heidi Sia with the basket.
Heidi Siha, homegrown player from Yakima. Got that three-point shot, makes it 63-38.
Big Ben needs to do a great job of defending this ball, defending the score, and
some hard fouls out there, Spencer.
Yeah, that looks like they're taking it a little bit seriously, trying to go in there, and Big Ben's doing a great job of just putting the ball up.
At the line for the Vikings, number 3, Chelsea Baker.
Now Baker, after coming in, she's actually done a great job this second half of capitalizing on her points.
She's been a spark plug out there for the Vikings. 7 points here in the second half. At one point in the game, had 7 unanswered points. Hits that first free throw. Baker hits both free throws, now 65-38. Strong drive to the hoop there for Lucia.
6 minutes and 20 seconds left in this second half. Big Ben definitely needs to slow this game down, make sure they're making their shots, and play strong defense.
Foul, that one goes out of bounds. (65-40) still. Vikings up by 25 points. 6 minutes and 15 seconds left to go here. Hawks has it. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Got to put something up, and that one falls in and out. Rebound, Elizabeth LaRue.
LaRue for 2.
LaRue gets on the board. 2 points now for her. Makes it 67-40.
That's surprising to me that she has such few points, because she's done a great job of just being, out there on the court, being able to put up plays and pass the ball around.
Team player that she is, Spencer. And that's going to be a loose ball. Goes out of bounds, and they say Viking ball. Hawks calls out a play that Coach Wilkes called from the bench. A little isolation play as Hawks does it herself. Follow-up rebound by Riley Jamette. Always doing the heads-up plays. Makes it 69-40 now, and 14 points for Riley.
A quick ball. They're trying to throw the ball down there very, very fast, and looked like the Yak wasn't quite ready there to accept the ball.
So Vikings up by 29 points. 5 minutes left to go here in this second half. This should be a big win for Big Ben in the NWAC East region. Look at that, Chelsea Baker, just a strong drive to the hoop. Lane just seemed to open up for her there, Spencer, so that's going to make it 71-40. We're going to step away for a quick break here. We'll be back in just a minute.
We are real students, and this really is our college.
My dream will change the outcome of my life.
My college is allowing me to achieve my dream.
My dream is to be a pilot.
My dream is to be a nurse.
Only you can determine your dream. Big Bend will help you get there.
What's your dream?
At Moses Lake Community Health Center, we have had the privilege to serve the local communities since 1978.
What I like about working at this clinic more than any other clinic that I've worked at is the patient care. With the patient care team that we've assembled, it allows us to take care of as many facets of the patient and their family's needs.
Please take the opportunity to experience the high-quality care provided at our clinics.
(71-40), Vikings up by 31 points here. 5 minutes left to go. Spencer, this is now their biggest lead of the game, up 31.
Yeah, the Big Bend is doing a great job. The Yaks definitely need to step up the pressure. They want to have this game go a little bit faster, have Big Bend make some mistakes. And Big Bend, their goal is going to be to slow this game down, capitalize on their points, and lead with a win.
But right there, though, Spencer, Yakima Valley made the mistake and just turned the ball back over. Can't do that if you want to come back in this game.
Especially not against this red-hot running our Lady Vikes.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier in this broadcast, Vikings have won 3 in a row. Assuming they hold out to take this one, that will be 4 wins in a row for the Vikings. Chelsea Baker. Spencer, can she miss?
I don't think so. She's got 13 points on the night. Very, very good. Always under pressure. She's just getting it done for the team.
All those points in the second half.
Yeah, came in as a substitute.
73-40. Ashley Hayes actually just made a bucket for Yakima, so now 73-42.
A little bit less than 4 minutes left in this game.
Pass. Look at that great positioning by Mackenzie Whitley. Easy bucket for the Vikes.
You know, it's in Big Bend's best interest not to slow this game down, or to slow this game down, but definitely don't stop making these points, because we can see the Yakima can still put points on the board. There should be no mercy rule when it's coming from Big Bend.
Baker does wisely there. Now LaRue's going to shoot a 3. Elizabeth LaRue. Spencer, this is starting to turn into a dismantling here. 78-42.
Yeah, you almost feel bad for the Yaks, but let's not. They've been playing a great game. Definitely putting a lot of pressure on Big Bend to make these points. Big Bend finding each other and just playing well as a team.
Vikings up by 36. And that's going to, Yakima stays with possession here. Pass inside. Nowhere to go. Great defense by Chelsea Baker.
Just a little bit less than 3 minutes left in this game. Up 78-42. Now, what does Big Bend do in this position? What do you think they should do?
Here on defense, Spencer, we're going to take a quick break here, and then we'll come back, and I'll give you my answer.
Cool.
So we're going to take a step away for a quick minute timeout here. Be back in just a moment.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Kono. I am your local Ephrata Farmers Insurance Agent. Here at Cheryl Kono Insurance Agency, our customers always come first. We don't just work here, we live here. Please stop by the office, call, email, or Facebook me for a free auto, home, life, business, or farm and ranch quote today. We are insurance. We are farmers. Come in for a free quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Have you been to iFiber1.com? The most up-to-date news in the Columbia Basin is just one click away. With news, sports, and weather, you can stay in the know with what's going on in your community. Read your news on the go by visiting iFiber1.com on your tablet or even your phone. Follow us on Facebook for quick updates and discuss the news with others in our area. Your #1 news source in the Columbia Basin is iFiber1.com. Check it out today.
The Vikings up by 36 here. Spencer just asked me before the break there what I think the Vikings should do to close out this game. And you know what, Spencer, kind of do what they've been doing. Up 36 here. No need to increase their lead too much more. but just play solid defense. Yakima gets a big three-point shot there, but continue to play good defense, pass that ball around, just waste this clock. You know, they get 30 seconds on the shot clock here, so try to dwindle that down as far as you can and just come out of here without anyone else getting injured.
That's a tall task against the strong defense of the Yakima Yaks.
And looks like a foul this time on. That's going to be on
Musgrave.
Malia Musgrave. And that's her third foul. LaRue sinks the free throw. LaRue does their job at the line, getting both free throw shots in.
This is quickly becoming a clinic of how stacked Preston Wilkes' Lady Vikings team is.
Boy, we know they had shooters, Spencer, but every one of these shooters has been hitting shots all night.
Yeah, the
Seems
depth
like
of
everyone's been hot.
Yeah, the depth that they have on this team is quite impressive. You know, they struggled earlier on in the season, but they're definitely coming to play tonight.
2 minutes and 15 seconds left to go here. Vikings up by 35, 80-45. This will be a big win for them in the standings as they continue to move up in the rankings.
In for the Vikings, number 13, Brian Jeanette. Line for Yakima, number 10, A.J. Yorland.
Spencer, I didn't even quite catch that. Looks like Deanna Manning just fouled out for the Vikings.
Well, she did it pretty quietly then. You know, but those 5 fouls definitely came as a surprise to the Vikings.
She really played, you know, she didn't have the most points today, but she just played great down low as an enforcer, interior defender. Played great defense throughout the game.
Yeah, she's able to put up a couple of points as well, but definitely was able to pull down the rebounds for her team.
So 2 minutes left to play here. Vikings up by 33, 80-47. Baker with a strong drive here, and Spencer, she still can't miss.
I think, you know, on just her alone, she has 15 points in the second half alone. It just shows you how well Preston has done with his recruiting for his team and be able to give confidence to the people who are on his bench.
You don't see that every day, folks. The ball gets stuck in between the rim and the backboard, so yeah, stop and play here as.
You know, we talk about home court advantage. I think even the home court wants this game to be over for the Yaks.
Everyone starting to wrap this one up. Looks like the Vikings will win this one. But a steal here by Yakima Valley. Hey, credit to them, Spencer. They haven't stopped playing, but they can't convert the layup.
You definitely need to be able to do that for this team, especially with minute 20 left in this game. You got to be able to make those points.
82-47, Vikings up by 35. Hawks calls out of play. Gets a screen here. 10 seconds on the shot clock. A minute left on the game clock. Nice little post move there by Mackenzie Winley. That's 19 points now for her, the leading scorer in this game.
They're 3 points shy for Big Bend to make this a 40-point game.
Spencer, we mentioned they had 91 in their last game. I don't know if they're going to top that today, but wow, they got close with 84 points.
They absolutely did. With about 35 seconds left in this game, looking to slow this down. They still probably try to put up these points.
Ten seconds on the shot clock. Is Baker going to try one again here, Spencer?
I don't think so. I think she's going to try and hand it off, which she does.
And that's doesn't hit rim, but 13 seconds on the clock. This might be our last possession of this game. No foul called. 5 seconds on the clock. Yakima Valley Hits the shot. That makes it 84 to 49.
She'll
and
slow it down.
That's going to do it.
In regulation, the Vikings 84, Yakima 49.
So Vikings pull out this win 84 to 49. So we're going to step away for a quick break here and come back for your post-game analysis.
When you find out about the DQ $5 lunch, all this food for only $5, you gotta tell people about it. So I situated nice. Frosty drink next to this juicy grilled burger and fries. Get my Sunday, boom. I just dropped a $5 lunchagram on all my friends. Get ready for a little $5 indie.
Michael, we like your style. The $5 lunch. Entree, fries, drink, plus a sundae. Only at your DQ. This is fan food, not fast food.
(84-49). Vikings dismantle the Yaks here live from Big Bend. Won this one by 35 points. Spencer, one of the key spark plugs for the Vikings here in the second half was Chelsea Baker. Had 15 points all here in the second half.
She did. She was definitely the playmaker for the team. Definitely, like you said, she's a spark plug. Able to go in there, put those points up. And not only that, but she was kind of leading her team. She's able to go down there, playing on both sides of the ball very, very well. And she put those points up. Like you said, 15 points on the night. Not only that, but in the second half alone, kind of a clinic that the Big Bend Vikings put on here, up 84-49. But we knew going into the game that the Lady Yaks were going to have had some injuries that were going to affect the game. I know that the coach is not very happy with the Yaks right now, but they did play a strong game. Definitely went hit for hit with the Vikings and came away with a loss tonight.
And give some credit to Mackenzie Winley, who finished with 19 points. Leading scorer for Big Bend. Played a great game down low. Got some monster rebounds as well. So Vikings get a much-needed win here at home. Makes it 4 wins in a row now. Knocking off Yakima Valley 84-49. Coming up here at 4 o'clock, we'll have our second game of the night. That will be the Big Bend Running Backs taking on Yakima Valley. So I'm Sean Wells, he's Spencer King, Mike Klein's on camera, Nick White, our tech director, back in the studio. We'll see you back at 4.
We are real students, and this really is our college.
My dream will change the outcome of my life.
My college is allowing me to achieve my dream.
My dream is to be a pilot.
My dream is to be a nurse.
Only you can determine your dream. Big Bend will help you get there.
What's your dream?
At Moses Lake Community Health Center, we have had the privilege to serve the local communities since 1978.
What I like about working at this clinic more than any other clinic that I've worked at is the patient care. With the patient care team that we've assembled, it allows us to take care of as many facets of the patient and their family's needs.
Please take the opportunity to experience the high-quality care provided at our clinics.
Riley Jemet has been heating up for the Lady Vikings. She's been an instrumental cog in the team's 3-game win streak. Jemet led Big Bend with 20 points and 14 rebounds in a win over Northwest Indian College Tuesday. Here's Sean Wells with an in-depth look at the talented sophomore.
Riley Jumet is a shooter for the Lady Vikes. The 5'9" sophomore out of Southern Idaho thinks her team has great potential.
I think we have a lot of great potential. I expect us to, do well shooting-wise. Coach Wilkes has had us work a lot on, shooting and, working as a team. So I expect great things out of us, and as long as we play as a team, we'll be successful.
Riley thinks shooting is the best part of her game.
So I would have to say it would be my shooting. In high school, I wasn't a very good shooter, but I came here and I started working with Coach Wilkes, and I had a really great shooting percentage last year. I'm always working on it. There's always things I can improve on in all parts of my game, but I would definitely say that shooting is probably my strong point this year.
Lady Vikes have great team chemistry. Riley thinks that bodes well come conference play.
And Coach Wilkes has really made that a focus this year is to, be a team, focus on the team. We don't talk bad about each other. If we have a situation, we go and talk to each other about it or a concern, and we're just all really good friends, and that makes being a team, easy.
Big Bend hosts Yakima Valley Saturday afternoon. Be sure and set your dial on Channel 1 for the live action. The Lady Vikings tip it off at 2. The Running Vikes play at 4. Ephrata boys basketball moved up to the number 3 spot in the just-released 2A Associated Press poll. The Tigers are sporting an 8-game win streak and have a firm grasp on first place with a 14-1 record in the CWAC standings. Ephrata's only loss of the season was to Prosser January the 6th. The Tigers have a 2-game lead over East Valley with 3 games left in the regular season. Ephrata closes out against Prosser, Othello, and East Valley. The Tigers need to take 1 of 3 to claim the conference title. The district tournament gets underway on Valentine's Day at Sunnyside High School. The Moses Lake girls have won 4 of their last 5 games, but dropped to number 8 in the latest AP rankings. The Chiefs at 7-2 were ranked as high as number 4, but dropped down a few pegs after losses to Sunnyside and Wenatchee. Moses Lake, currently in 3rd in the Big 9 standings, matches up with Sunnyside at home tonight. The Chiefs close out the regular season at Eastmont and West Valley. The Moses Lake boys have taken 10 of 11 games to move into 2nd with a 7-2 record. The Chiefs trail 9-0 Davis by 2 games with 3 to go. Quincy and Ephrata heads to Wapato this weekend for the District 5-6 Wrestling Championships. The number 2 ranked Warden Cougars will wrestle in the Central Washington 2B Sub-Regionals at Orrville. We'll be right back after this.
Have you been to iFiber1.com? The most up-to-date news in the Columbia Basin is just one click away. With news, sports, and weather, you can stay in the know with what's going on in your community. Read your news on the go by visiting iFiber1.com on your tablet or even your phone. Follow us on Facebook for quick updates and discuss the news with others in our area. Your number 1 news source in the Columbia Basin is iFiber1.com. Check it out today.
Hi everybody, meteorologist Don Morelli with you here on iFiber Channel 1 News Weather. Your forecast is brought to you by Bud Cleary Toyota dealers. Toyota, let's go places. And of course, we are looking at the rain. It continues not only overnight tonight, but right through the weekend into Monday. So it's going to be what we'll call a half and half 7-day forecast, starting off on the wet side, ending up on the dry side. By the work week, say Monday night, Tuesday, things dry out for the rest of the week. Big thing is the temperatures continue to be very, very nice. In fact, look at this, record high today, 56, 54 set back in 1967, 42 was a mild start, still above what the normal daytime high will be, and 0.12 of an inch of rain, and it's still filling on up. The water bucket, that is. In fact, the water bucket in Moses Lake, 0.17 of an inch. 57, also a record high back in the same year, 56, the old record, and 42 was, again, the morning mild start. So spring-like conditions pretty much across our area. 50 degrees, still quite mild. Showers in the area, 45-degree dew point. There could be a little fog developing at times with the brisk breeze, though. Be tough to do so, but still, nonetheless, soggy air mass in place. In fact, taking us through the weekend, not much break. We do have a few breaks now and then, but it's generally a steady rain developing Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. And then again by Sunday night, we'll see some more precipitation coming in from the southwest for our Monday. So you get the picture that this river of water continues. And once it all moves off towards the east, soil, of course, will be very moist. And as we cool off at night, some morning fog for the midweek time frame next week will probably be back in the area. Flooding rain's a good possibility as well. So watch the roadways, the ponding in the roadways, traveling west through the Cascades, the melting snow combining and the rivers around the area. So again, flash flood watches for much of the western third of the state. And we are looking at a little bit of sun at times, but generally we're looking for temperatures to still be quite mild. Look at these 40s and 50s across the area, but again, it's going to be a soggy weekend nonetheless, not the best of weekends. But again, we do have brighter skies on the horizon. You can see the showery weather continues into our Monday, tapering off Monday night. Notice the temperatures with some clearing skies, mid to high 30s for the morning hours. But again, every morning, Tuesday, Wednesday morning, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every morning we'll have a chance for some of that rather dense fog, but hopefully it burns off quick enough to give us some very nice spring-like afternoons to take us through the rest of the work week next week. But again, have a great weekend, everybody. Keep the umbrella handy, the rain gear, and watch the ponding on the roadways.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Kono. I am your local Ephrata Farmers Insurance Agent. Here at Cheryl Kono Insurance Agency, our customers always come first. We don't just work here, we live here. Please stop by the office, call, email, or Facebook me for a free auto, home, life, business, or farm and ranch quote today. We are insurance. We are farmers. Come in for a free quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Attention business owners. The deadline is fast approaching to advertise in the 2015 edition of the Moses Lake Local Book. Don't be the only business left out. In print or online, it's the best way to reach your customer when they're ready to buy. Call today to place your ad by calling 877-738-9829 or by visiting us online at www.statewideyp.com. The Moses Lake Local Book Telephone Directory. Simply the best advertising.
Our next story is about the Stop the Violence March that drew hundreds of people in Moses Lake to honor Chris Guerra and other victims of violence. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
What do we want? Peace! What do we want? Now! What do we want? Now! Stop the violence!
Moses Lake Stop the Violence March drew widows, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, and children of several young men who have been murdered in Grant County street violence. About 300 demonstrators of all ages took part in the march Friday night, calling for peace, justice, and an end to violence in Moses Lake and around the county. The march started near where Christian Guerra was most recently shot to death at the Jack in the Box drive-thru on Pioneer Way. Chanting marchers streamed down Pioneer to Broadway Avenue and back to Moses Lake City Hall, where Mayor Dick Dean urged family members to share their heartfelt messages about loved ones lost. The march drew Guerra's brother, Jabet, and his sister, Sarah, who were mourning the loss of their brother, Chris, who died January 18th.
I don't want to cry, but I just want to thank everybody for coming out here tonight and showing support not only to me, but to everybody that their families is out here and they know how the struggle is. I just want to thank everybody for coming out here. Everybody that knows Chris and knows everybody else, they know what kind of person they were. Yeah. They didn't deserve none of this. No. I just love every one of them.
Sarah Guerra said she was pleased to see the turnout in support of her late brother and others.
This is awesome. Words can't even describe how I feel right now, how many people are here. A lot of people that didn't even know my brother showed up, and that's awesome. Chris was not just my brother, Chris was my best friend. He knew things about me before anybody else did, and he was always there to help me, and I'm just keeping in my heart today that this is all for Chris.
The march Friday night was co-organized and led by Moses Lake resident Raquel de la Garza Munoz. She founded the group Stop Gang Violence in 2011 after her husband Junior was shot to death in Quincy when he confronted a man with a gun near a children's birthday party.
Right now what's going through my mind is just, there's a lot of flashbacks, of course. and it's just a reopening a wound that never truly closes, in a sense.
Margarita Pichardo, widow of Jose Pichardo, and his mother, Graciela, attended the event to stop the violence. Jose Pichardo was shot to death in a drive-by shooting on West Valley Road on Halloween. His car crashed into a house after the shooting. Margarita marched with Pichardo's children, including his youngest.
We're here to support, to stop the violence here in Moses Lake, and I hope that everybody can hear, and I hope a lot of people can support us, because he was a father. We have a little baby too, and and it's not right. So we're here to support everybody who has been murdered, who's been killed, who's been a victim of violence. So we're here to support, and that's what we want. Stop the violence. It's unnecessary, and it hurts so much.
The emotional ripple effect of street violence was heard from others at the event, some who shared sad memories dating back several years. The march was also organized by members of the arts promoting group Studio Over Streets, which includes former gang members. Jeff Ramos, a former gang member who now helps lead Studio Over Streets, called for an end to the violence.
We're losing our kids way too soon over nonsense, over really stupid stuff, and we need to get it to stop.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber 1 News.
We'll be right back.
We are real students, and this really is our college.
My dream will change the outcome of my life.
My college is allowing me to achieve my dream.
My dream is to be a pilot.
My dream is to be a nurse.
Only you can determine your dream. Big Bend will help you get there.
What's your dream?
Welcome back. The next story is about Mrs. Grant County, Amy Dana, who was diagnosed with Bell's palsy and is spreading awareness about the disease. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
When she was due to have her first child in the year 2000, Amy Dana woke up one morning to an unpleasant surprise.
Half my face was paralyzed. I didn't really know what I was doing, what was happening to me, why my face was doing that. So went to the doctor, went to the hospital, and they said, well, you have Bell's palsy. It's a condition that happens. So the whole right side of my face was drooping. I couldn't close my eye. They put me on prednisone, antivirals, and some eye goop and told me to be optimistic.
That's how Bell's palsy became her platform as Mrs. Grant County. She has a Facebook page called Bell's Palsy Strong to bring awareness to the disease she knows firsthand.
Emotionally, you feel ugly. You don't feel proud of yourself. Your face doesn't move like everybody else's, so you're much more critical, where a lot of people say that they can't tell or they don't notice, but you notice. So ultimately, after the Bell's palsy gets better, your muscles can go into synkinesis, where when I go to smile, the eye shrinks down. That's what normally people have to get used to, or that's the only thing that you could really see, or maybe a difference in the smile and not being able to allow the face to make a perfect symmetrical smile.
Amy, who is turning 36 years old, is married to her husband Josh, who she helps with his business in Moses Lake. Her children are ages 14 and 9. In May, Amy will compete in the Mrs. Washington pageant, standing on her Bell's palsy platform in an effort to make a difference with those who have the disease.
If I can help one Bell's palsy patient feel better about themselves and not let the emotional distress of looking at themselves and trying to smile and not seeing them their old self anymore. And I would love to continue to help people.
I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber 1 News.
Rounding out this week's news coverage is a story about goats, about 1,400 of them. A Soap Lake area farmer is using the goats to prepare his hay fields. Reporter Jeff Chu has the story.
About 1,400 nanny goats are discreetly and dependably munching down the frostbitten grass and alfalfa on Dean Benedict's acreage near Soap Lake. Border collies appear to be getting restless to herd the goats into the next plot. It's easily the biggest so-called mob of goats that most people will ever see grazing in Grant County or anywhere else for that matter. Benedict, who has raised grass alfalfa mix hay on his 50 acres for many years off State Route 28 and Road 19 Northwest, explained how the goats came to graze on his land.
The goats are here because last fall I wasn't able to take the cutting off here, which I would have preferred to do. It would have been fourth cutting on my grass alfalfa mix hay. And I could see that the forecast was such to where it just wasn't going to work, so I decided I'm not going to swath that and have it laying in the windrow all winter. And so I was thinking about possibly putting my cows out there, but I didn't really want to have the cow pies out there and also the foot tracks. So I saw that the goats were over on another farmer's field, and so I got a hold of that farmer, and he referred me to Ray Hulls.
Benedict admits the goats are an experiment that if all goes well, he'll consider inviting back. He says there's a good deal of benefit from goats' natural mowing, which he hopes will produce high-quality hay.
The benefit is removal of the foliage, because if I don't get that foliage removed, it'll show up in the first cutting of 2015 crop. Dead leaf. It'll be brown leaf in the hay. And then the other thing is, what's happening here is the foliage is being transferred and processed into fertilizer through the goats.
Ray Hulls owns the goats, part of his mob of about 8,000 head of goats he grazes along the west coast from Canada to Mexico. His Kennewick-based range management company is known as Prescriptive Livestock Services. Hulls is considered in the ranching industry a leading authority on goat grazing and management practices.
We're a targeted grazing company. That's our business. We started out ranching, a family, and then bought into goats to manage our own weed program, and it worked really well, and people saw it working, so they kept asking us to try this and that, and pretty soon we ended up building into the business of just grazing goats, and that's what we do.
Meat from the goats will eventually end up on the barbecue. Hulls said there is a growing demand for goat meat around the country. For now, their job is to naturally weed and groom and fertilize farm fields without the use of chemicals. The nannies and two big white Anatoly Kuvas Akbash mixed watchdogs are just part of Ray Hulls' workforce. Hulls explained that the dogs are raised from puppies among the goat groups and live with them night and day.
Yeah, as soon as they're weaned from their mothers, they get put into a area where there's typically smaller goats, kids, or then they just grow up as a goat, and they learn to bond with that.
Hulls' goats are used at various grazing sites and as far east as Montana. About 400 of the pregnant nannies are expected to drop their kids in March and will be moved back to Kennewick to kid out, as Hulls puts it.
They get handled a little differently, a little more softly, and they manage weed projects mostly. Then we have other groups of goats that are either yearlings or older goats that we use for brush goats or different type of projects where we have to split them into small groups.
Also watching over and managing the goats are two Peruvian goat management specialists who were brought in on special work visas. Hulls said after they are done with Benedict's land, the goats will next go to the Royal Slope area to graze. Hulls can be contacted at 208-740-9264. I'm Jeff Chu for iFiber One News.
That wraps up our weekend edition. iFiber One News will be back on Monday at 5 p.m. with the latest news from around the Columbia Basin. Thank you for watching.
We are real students, and this really is our college.
My dream will change the outcome of my life.
My college is allowing me to achieve my dream.
My dream is to be a pilot.
My dream is to be a nurse.
Only you can determine your dream. Big Bend will help you get there.
What's your dream?
At Moses Lake Community Health Center, we have had the privilege to serve the local communities since 1978.
What I like about working at this clinic more than any other clinic that I've worked at is the patient care. With the patient care team that we've assembled, It allows us to take care of these many facets of the patient and their family's needs.
Please take the opportunity to experience the high-quality care provided at our clinics.
Have you been to iFiber1.com? The most up-to-date news in the Columbia Basin is just one click away. With news, sports, and weather, you can stay in the know with what's going on in your community. Read your news on the go by visiting iFiber1.com on your tablet or even your phone. Follow us on Facebook for quick updates and discuss the news with others in our area. Your #1 news source in the Columbia Basin is iFiber1.com. Check it out today.
Hello, my name is Cheryl Kono. I am your local Ephrata Farmers Insurance Agent. Here at Cheryl Kono Insurance Agency, our customers always come first. We don't just work here, we live here. Please stop by the office, call, email, or Facebook me for a free auto, home, life, business, or farm and ranch quote today. We are insurance. We are farmers. Come in for a free quote today.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Attention business owners. The deadline is fast approaching to advertise in the 2015 edition of the Moses Lake Local Book. Don't be the only business left out. In print or online, it's the best way to reach your customer when they're ready to buy. Call today to place your ad by calling 877-738-9829 or by visiting us online at www.statewideyp.com. The Moses Lake Local Book Telephone Directory. Simply the best advertising.
We are real students, and this really is our college.
My dream will change the outcome of my life.
My college is allowing me to achieve my dream.
My dream is to be a pilot.
My dream is to be a nurse.
Only you can determine your dream. Big Bend will help you get there.
What's your dream?
Well, one thing I knew from being a patient myself was that a dental office is a scary place to come to. And so we wanted everything possible to make sure that our office is a comfortable place for our patients to visit. And the patients that I have, my clients, have made me a part of this community, and we want to give back in every way possible.
At Moses Lake Community Health Center, we have had the privilege to serve the local communities since 1978.
What I like about working at this clinic more than any other clinic that I've worked at is